Hello friends, welcome to TechLake video tutorials. This is Ravindra. Uh, I have did Azure Data Factory videos in 3 years back and 4 years back, and again I'm going to do with Data Factory latest features with a continuous series again. The Data Factory, what is Azure Data Factory, and how we can use Data Factory for different purposes and different projects. So if you want to revise the previous videos, I have created in my YouTube channel a playlist I have created. You can find a separate playlist for Data Factory. You see Azure ADF tutorial version 2 is available. Again, I'm going to plan with new videos with the latest features with the end-to-end. Again, another series I'm going to start with the Data Factory. And that series primarily I'm focusing on introduction to Data Factory, how we will use a Data Factory for ingestion, orchestration. Okay, ingestion and orchestration. So in this scenario, how we will migrate data from on-premises to cloud, then how we will use orchestration. So today, this video, I'll give brief more information about what is exactly Azure Data Factory, why we are going to learn Azure Data Factory in cloud migration project. So if you look at a lot of cloud migration projects are already available, even a lot of companies are going to migrate from on-premises to cloud. So when it comes to Microsoft Azure Cloud, any data migration project from on-premises to cloud, if they have a historical data, if they want to migrate to the cloud, the process is called ingestion, injecting data from on-premises to cloud. So for that purpose, a lot of ingestion tools are available, but from Microsoft side, ADF is one of the code-free ETL as a service tool, which we can use for ingestion purpose. The major advantage here it's supporting a multi-cloud and on-premises connection string, which you can connect to on-premises systems or multi-cloud technologies, and which we can migrate data to Azure Cloud. So that is 100 plus native connectors are providing serverless and auto scale. So backend processing compute ETL server is a integration runtime. We'll call it as integration runtime. That is serverless, which you don't need to stop any server, stop or start any server, which is automatically will be available. It's a serverless compute. Even you can use wizard based pipelines, which you can develop or create a pipeline wizard based. Ingestion is one of the common process, nothing but data migration, migrating data from on-premises to cloud. Azure agent copy is available, ADF also for ingestion. So in this continuous sessions, we will understand how we can use Azure Data Factory for ingestion. Then the same data factory we can use for orchestration, like a control flow, designing end-to-end flow, using some activities like loops, conditions, variables, parameterization, metadata, and other things, plus scheduling and monitoring. Same data factory we can use for ingestion, we can use for orchestration, like control flow, designing workflows and scheduling and monitor. Same we can use for ETL. So ETL means data flows is one of the component which we can design transformations, data validations and other things which we can apply. So we are not using a data flows primarily, we'll be concentrating on Azure Databricks or Synapse. So other than data flow, even Databricks we can integrate, or Synapse also we can integrate. So that is ETL, ingestion, orchestration, ETL. So ETL we are not using here primarily, and ingestion is common, orchestration is common. So in this sessions we'll understand both ingestion and orchestration. So let's understand different kinds of projects in Azure. From 2015 to 2018, you can find a lot of data warehouse projects in cloud. In that data warehousing projects, purely data warehouse projects, ADF is for ingestion, ADF is for orchestration. So ADF version 1 was there that time, and blob storage for storage. Even datalake Gen 1 also was there. Primarily pure data warehouse, sources are databases, ADF for ingestion, on-premises to datalake Gen 1 or blob storage, ADF also version 1 that time. Then version 2 came in 2018. Even Data Lake Gen 2 also came. But pure data warehouse architectures projects. So here no big data, no Spark, no PySpark. So a lot of projects were there, even still it is running with the data warehouse projects in cloud. So that data warehouse may be Azure Data Warehouse. Now you can find Snowflake also one warehouse. Because Snowflake is a cloud-based warehouse service provider, it is available with all the clouds. Then slowly big data came into the picture. That is with HD Insight or Databricks. So Databricks is one of the service provider company with a Spark as a big data solutions for data engineering, data science, machine learning. But when you look at this, if you have any type of data which you want to migrate, ADF is a common tool for ingestion. Connect and collect the data, store data into data lake. Then ETL, Databricks is ETL, transformations, validation, and other things. So data factory for ingestion, data factory for orchestration, but ETL, Databricks are now Synapse, additionally Synapse. Even latest projects, Lakehouse projects. So Databricks is supporting a Delta, but ADF is common for ingestion. Any kind of architecture, if you look at this, Azure Data Factory is common for ingestion, but only ADF is not sufficient. But ADF is required with the Databricks or with a Synapse for ingestion. Like same concept is integrated with the Synapse Studio as well, but same concepts. So data factory for ingestion, data factory for orchestration, and ETL we are using Databricks. So Databricks supports Delta, which it will give you Lakehouse features. So these three architectures, if you compare, maybe older data warehouse architecture or separate data warehouse, separate data lake architecture or Lakehouse architecture. In any of these architectures in cloud, all three kinds of projects are available in cloud. So ETL ingestion is ADF. ADF is common for ETL and orchestration. So when you look at a data warehouse, no big data, no Spark, but again data lake projects are there with a Databricks, separate data warehouse, separate data lake. But the ETL tool like ADF is a migration tool, on-premises to data lake, as well as orchestration tool. And when you look at Lakehouse architecture also same, ADF is common for ingestion. So data lake is common for storage. It may be raw data or process data using a Databricks, which we can validate and we can store the data. So data will be there in data lake only. That may be raw data, that may be process data. I can say quality data. That data they can use for SQL analytics in Databricks or any warehouse. Okay. But when we look at ADF, ADF is widely used for ingestion, orchestration. So this is about just introduction. So next video, we will start with what is ADF, list of components, and we'll understand how to create a data factory and how we will use data factory for ingestion. Okay. So this is just introduction. Today's video is just introduction. Then we'll more deep dive into services, how we will use a data factory for ingestion. We'll understand data factory, pipelines, data sets, integration runtime. We'll understand one by one. Okay. So if you like this video, please share this video to your friends. See you in another video. Thank you.